If you're a basketball player wanting to improve your game, watch this entire film study because I'm giving you a ton of information that if you apply it to your game, you are going to see results. So we're going to look at scoring moves, we're going to look at some finishing moves, we're going to look at team actions. All this stuff I'm going to teach you. If you apply it to your game, you're going to be a better basketball player. So in this first clip right here, let's run it through. This is from opening night, of course, Lakers versus the Warriors here from last night. And I'm going to bring up 3 points right here in this clip that you can apply to your game. So the first thing to notice is on this ball screen right here, as Steph Curry is going into that behind the back dribble, notice how far away the basketball is from his body right here. When you are working on your handle or you are doing your drills, don't just make your ball handling where it's super close to your body. You should be able to extend your arm all the way out in front of you or all the way out to the side. And as you're doing your ball handling drills, you want to implement that into your training. So a simple drill could be where you're in a stance and the basketball is out to the side as far as possible, and you just do 50-pound dribbles like that. Now the second point of this is notice the efficiency of the move right here. So Steph Curry, instead of doing 2, 3, 4, 5 different dribble moves, notice what he does on this behind the back dribble. He's got the basketball in his left hand. He takes one step to the left, just one step, and then he's going behind the back, and now he's already going downhill. So if you want to be an efficient driver, you've got to be able to have situations like this where if a defender is pressuring you, you can go behind the back, crossover, between the legs, whatever, but you need to be able to go in one move and then get downhill. And then the other thing he does, he gets stripped as he goes up and he eventually scores on the fadeaway right here. But what a lot of players would do right here is instead of sticking with the play on this part right here, they would start crying to the ref, or they would give up on the play, or they'd throw their hands up, or they'd look around and they would complain. Bad players do that. But what makes Steph really special is that he sticks with the play, doesn't complain, doesn't look at the ref, and he just shoots it. So you've got to be able, as players, you've got to be able to move on to the next play and don't complain, just stay focused. Now, 2 points with this one is the transition ball screen right here, and he has that shot fake, even though it's not a full shot fake where both hands are on the basketball, but it still works because as he's going off this screen right here, obviously he's a great shooter, but as he's going off, look at his eyes and his chin. His eyes and his chin both go up towards the rim, and then his other hand, of course, approaches the basketball. But the most important thing with your shot fakes is your eyes. You could have a shot fake where it looks perfectly like your shot and the basketball goes up and everything looks like your shot, but if your eyes stay down at the ground, it's not going to work. You've got to get your eyes to be big, chin's got to go up, eyes got to get to the rim, and then the defender will actually believe that you're going to make it. And then the other thing too is when you're working on your finishes, you want to be able to do an outside hand finish and an inside hand finish. On this, he goes right hand finish on the left side of the basket. Another thing too, from a team perspective, is look at the screen right here. So it's a ball screen, and then teammate right here, Steph's teammate. I got to learn the NBA rosters better. I know most of the Warriors, but it's a screen there at the rim, which gets that layup open. So if you're a post player, you got to be thinking when you can set screens like that. Now right here, it's a down screen away, so Draymond's going to have the ball at the top of the key, pass to the top of the key, down screen away. So one thing as you're going into screens is usually, if you're a good player, you want to close the distance between you and your defender. So right there, Steph Curry, the defender, they are shoulder to shoulder. They're able to touch right there from a couple inches apart. And because he's a shooter, it looks like they are going to trail off the down screen. But because Steph is such a great shooter, that's how the defense has to guard it. But look, the paint is wide open. Players have got to realize this. Whenever the paint is wide open, usually if you can get a cut into the paint and get wide open, that is what you want to do. You've got to be able to recognize those opportunities. And the other thing he does, because he's making contact with a defender and he's got that defender on his back and he's making that body contact, that's what allows him to get that layup off. Now, really quickly, this is all free that you're looking at on the laptop or the computer screen here. This is my training platform. You can make a free account on there. There's no card required. I have drills for every single skill in basketball, so shooting, ball handling, you name it, it's on there. A ton of free content. I've also got 20 plus free PDF workouts. And if you want, you can go on there, make a free account. There's no card required. You can take off all the free stuff you want and then delete your account. There's no card required, so it doesn't charge you anyway. But if you wanted, you can just get all the free stuff and delete your account immediately. I don't care. Of course, there's a paid version, but you can do the free version, and it's not going to cost you anything, and it's not going to secretly charge you because there's no card required. So go on there, get all the free stuff, see if you like it, and hopefully it'll help you with your game. Okay, now we're moving on to the next clip number 4, and we're just talking about a backdoor right here. So transition play, obviously, cool finish on the weak side of the rim with the inside hand. But again, as a great shooter, and this is what makes great shooters so hard to guard, because they're a great shooter, the defender has to step up all the way to the perimeter. You know, the defender can't stay back in the paint because Steph is going to make the three. So he's getting overplayed on the three-point line right here, and what he does is he takes one step to his left, and then he is straight off to the races into the backdoor cut. A mistake a lot of players make is they'll make that first fake step, and then they'll fake again, and then they'll fake again, and then they'll fake again, and then it's a turnover. What you've got to be able to do is just commit to what you're doing. If you're going to backdoor, actually backdoor and cut as fast and hard as you can, and then if it's not there, you can just cut out to the opposite side, and the offense will keep running. But you want to commit to whatever you're doing, and then you want to cut in as straight of a line as possible to the rim. You don't want to have like a curled cut all the way to the rim. Now, this one right here, this is a ghost screen, and then we're going to look at a cut, how it takes away the help. So the first thing on the ghost screen right here is Jordan Poole is faking right here as if he's going to set a ball screen, and he doesn't even get close to setting the screen, and then he just takes off and runs the opposite way. That's called a ghost screen. The goal here is that if you can confuse the defense right here or cause them to switch, then Jordan Poole, or the screener in the ghost screen, is taking off early, and it's going to create an advantage because the defense, if they get confused, is not going to recover quickly. Now as he's driving into the lane against Anthony Davis, he has the high pickup. So you've got to have moves in your toolbox and your skill set to where if that defender puts their hand in there, you can go low pickup, high pickup. There's a lot of different options that you can have out of that. But what you want to avoid is allowing that help defender to reach in there and steal the basketball. Now, the other thing from a team perspective is if you look at Draymond and Klay right here, Klay Thompson's in the paint, not a great position for the drive, but what he does, because he clears out of the paint, and it looks like Draymond may be set to down screen, because Klay Thompson is now cutting out of the paint, he takes away the help defense from the paint, makes the help defender go to the perimeter, and now you can see the paint is wide open. So if you are without the basketball and you see a teammate driving into the paint, you got to get out of their way so that they can get into the paint and make that shot. Now, number 6. This is something that Steph Curry is better than anybody else at in the world other than shooting. He's also really good at moving without the basketball. So in transition, what he notices, first of all, the defense, terrible transition defense right here. But he notices there's a wide open three-point shot, and he gets to that spot. So if you are a shooter, you can't just wait around and think, oh, I'm going to get wide open and it's just going to magically appear where I get a three-point shot. No, you've got to be on the hunt. You've got to be on the lookout in transition or in the half court for those opportunities where the perimeter's wide open. Then you got to get there and, of course, knock down the shot. Now, right here, warning, if you're working on your shot, you got to know your range. Almost nobody can shoot from this range, but relative to your level, you might be able to pull off this shot, high school or college players. But on the switch right here, or great shooters, you just have to identify when you have space for the shot. Like right there, Steph Curry knows that's too much space for his shot. So when you're training and you're working on your shot, something you can do is you can get with a partner and you can just get used to shooting with that defender contesting your shot late, so they can step off you 1 to 2 feet, and you can just work on that, taking that dribble, left hand or right hand, and then going up into your shot, and then the defender would close the gap and contest your shot. But you want to work on shooting, knowing when you have enough space, and then also working against contesting defenders. Now, this one right here the concept is very similar to what we just looked at, as far as you've got to be able to have multiple actions in order to create a shot. So right here, let's see how many things Steph Curry has to do before he gets a shot. So 1, he sets a down screen. Number 2, he spaces out to the perimeter. Number 3, there's a ball screen. Number 4, there's a shot fake. And then he gets into a shot. So if you want to, this is not just for you, but it's for your entire team. You got to realize that if you want to create shots, it's going to take multiple cuts, multiple drives, multiple passes, multiple screens, multiple kickouts before sometimes you're going to have to get a shot. Now, the other thing, when you're working on your shot, you've got to work on your efficient footwork as well. So Steph Curry cuts out. He catches this pass. Now watch his feet. He took that shot fake or short shot fake. He goes right foot, left foot, shot. He's able to only take 2 steps or one dribble and 2 steps into that shot. So this movement right here is a great drill that you can do. It doesn't have to be a 3. You can do this from the mid-range or the perimeter, wherever. But this is a good drill that you can do where you just catch it and you either go step to your right, 1-2 shot, or you can step to your right, dribble, 1-2 shot. Because you've got to have efficient footwork. A lot of players, what they would do on this shot is they would have to take 3, 4, 5 steps to get into it, and that would just take way too long. Now, the clip number 9 right here, we're talking about finishing, and this is a move that guards, you have to have. Guards, if you do not have this in your skill set, you are really holding yourself back. And this is just a simple 2-foot shot fake. So obviously he drives in the paint behind the back, but the shot fake right here is very important because, again, look at his chin and his eyes. His chin and his eyes go up to the rim. That is what's going to sell the shot fake. Efficient footwork, just steps through and then finishes on the opposite side and probably gets fouled. Because most guards, what you do if you release that shot right there, it's going to get blocked. Now, clip number 10. This right here, a ridiculous shot. Be careful when you try this at home. But look at the offensive action here that gets him this shot. It's a down screen right here, and then a dribble handoff or kind of a pitch into a ball screen. So in order for you to get good shots, or in order for you to create shots for your teammates, sometimes you got to go down screen, maybe into another down screen, or sometimes it'll be a handoff into a ball screen or a dribble handoff, down screen. Any combination of those things, if you can have 2 actions that are hard to guard, that is going to be really, really helpful for creating scoring opportunities. Now, if you're a player, I've shown this to you a second ago. If you want to improve your game, you can go to my training platform. It is linked below. I've got free workouts, free drills, free skill breakdowns. What you're seeing now, this is the free version. So you can go on, make a free account. There's no card required. It's not going to secretly charge you when you forget to cancel or anything. It's not going to do that. But you can go on here, make your free account, get all that content off. Delete your account if you want. I don't care. There is something called the Elite Experience that has 300 plus drills and skill breakdowns and hours of film study that if you're a basketball player and you want to improve your game, it's really, really going to help you out. But check that out. But other than that, if you want more film studies, make sure you subscribe. I try to release them as regularly as possible to help players get better. But I hope you enjoyed this. And as I always say, let's keep getting better.